many of you like true crime? What do you know about Bonnie and Clyde? They have been dead for almost 100 years, but their story is still very popular. I asked my middle schooler what he knows about Bonnie and Clyde, and he said he had heard of them, but he didn't know much more than that. Well, I'm here today, not only as a true crime fanatic myself, but to tell you about an amazing book that was written about this case called Bonnie and Clyde, The Making of a Legend by Karen Blumenthal. Bonnie and Clyde were young and in love, like some of you might be, and they grew up very poor during the Great Depression. Clyde was already in trouble with the law when they first met, and Bonnie and Clyde crushed on each other immediately. Has that ever happened to you? I know they look kind of older in this picture, but actually when this happened, they were like late high school age. Bonnie was very intrigued by Clyde's behavior. They started hanging out, and remember how I said they both came from poor families and that Clyde had already been in trouble with the law for stealing things? Well, the newly formed lovebirds decided to steal a car and went on a multi-state crime spree, robbing several small businesses and gas stations. Sadly, the level of their crimes escalated, and they were eventually responsible for the deaths of at least 10 people. They were even on the FBI's most wanted list, and as a side note, their posting and wanted information is online today on the FBI's archive website, in case you want to check it out. As a true crime person myself, I think things like this are pretty cool. Back in the 1960s, there was a very famous movie made about Bonnie and Clyde, starring Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. In the movie, they looked gorgeous and they had these super cool clothes, and they were portrayed as two kind of polite kids that had been wronged by society. This is what I think I appreciate the most about this book, besides all the pictures, because in true crime books, I always appreciate pictures. In the book, the author really highlights the fact that movie writers and producers are very good at taking an event that really happened and then reshaping it into something else. Then it becomes difficult in many people's minds to separate what really happened from the glamorized movie version. And I have to admit that's true for me as well. Before I read the book, what you're seeing now, is what I thought of when I would think of Bonnie and Clyde. And that's not the case at all. I also like that the author includes mini biographies of Bonnie and Clyde's victims, because oftentimes victim stories can get overlooked. Bonnie and Clyde are famous for many reasons, including how their story came to an end. I won't say any more. You'll have to read Bonnie and Clyde, The Making of a Legend, to find out. And this is me, Miss Maria, from the Mount Airy branch of Carroll County Public Library. And pictured with me is my constant companion during the coronavirus quarantine, my beloved Kindle. I hope you enjoyed my book talk today about Bonnie and Clyde, The Making of a Legend, and I hope you get a chance to read it. Thank you.